Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to St. Patrick's Night at Forest Lakes. I'm going to sing a song, tell a couple of jokes, and then disappear. Because that's what my wife told me to do. Stand up, speak up, get out. So, Mick's walking down the street and he meets Paddy. And Paddy has the mother and father of black eyes. Mick says, "Have you been fighting?" He says, "No." He says, "Well, where did you get the black eye?" He says, "I caught it in church." He says, "What?" He says, it's not a long story, but you remember last Sunday morning it was very, very hot. And there's no air conditioning in the church. Well, I'm sitting there, and Molly McGuire's sitting in front of me, and she has one of those long cotton dresses on her. Well, you know, when you get very hot and sweaty, your clothes stick to you. Well, when she got up to go for communion, her dress was stuck at the back. So I reached out my hand and I pulled it out. And she turned around and gave me such a dig in the eye. It was unbelievable. Mick says, "Well, you'll know not to do that again." She says, "Indeed I do." So a week later, Mick's walking up the street. Paddy's coming down. Another black eye on the other side. Mick says, "You've been fighting." No. I got it in church. Mick says, "Tell me about it." Well, he says, "Same thing as last week. Molly McGuire sitting in front of me. Very hot. She had the same long cotton dress. She got up, and there it was, stuck. Seamus O'Toole sitting beside me, and he reaches over and pulls it out. Well, I knew she didn't like that. So I reached over and pushed it back in her. Now, I have lived in Ireland all my life, and I have never ever visited Killarney. Now, if anybody here has visited Killarney, you'll know what I'm talking about. It is beautiful. So I'm going to sing a wee song about Killarney. An American landed in Erin's Green Isle. He gazed at Killarney with rapturous smile. "How can I buy it?" he said to his guide. "I'll tell you how," with a smile he replied. "How can you buy all the stars in the sky? How can you buy two blue Irish eyes? How can you purchase a fond mother's sighs? How can you buy Killarney? Nature bestowed all her gifts with a smile. The emerald, the shamrock, the blarney. When you can buy all these wonderful things, then you can buy Killarney." Donald Trump has not been there yet. Paddy won a raffle, and it was for 2 nights, bed and breakfast, in the Breakers Hotel in Palm Beach. The first night he was there, he says, "I'm going to visit a sauna." So he went down to the sauna, and he opened the door, and there were 2 gentlemen sitting there, stark naked. One was an American, and the other one was a Japanese. So Paddy went in and sat down beside him. So after a couple of minutes, he heard beep, beep. He looked round and he said to the American gentleman, "What was that?" "Oh," he says, "that's me beeper." He says, I have a microchip built into my arm, and he says, when my office want to reach me, he says, they beat me. And he says, I know to call the office. They can reach me anywhere in the world. And he says, that's fantastic. Technology is wonderful. So they're sitting there, and a couple of minutes later, he hears a cell phone ringtone. And the Japanese gentleman puts his hand up to his ear. And he says, what's that? Oh, he says, I have a microchip built in my ear, and he says, I can take calls from my office, no matter where I am in the world. And he says, that is unbelievable. So Paddy gets up, walks out of the sauna, comes out back in again. There's a piece of toilet paper sticking out of it. The American guy says, what's that? Paddy says, what do you know? He says, I'm getting the facts. I'm going to finish with a very short thing. I read this in the paper during the week. Cocoa City Council have decided to give the homeless people free bus passes. How will they know when to get off the bus? I know where to leave the stage. Thank you very much. Have a lovely evening.